Welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
And I'm Sally.
Please sit back, relax,
and enjoy our review of Night of Champions.
We of course open with a few words from Triple H, pursuing gold and what it means, and then begin with the King of the Ring final, Jey Uso versus Oba Femi. After exchanging verbals, we begin with Oba taking control. He looks for a running corner uppercut, but Jey ducks out the ring. Oba follows, but Jey lands 2 dives out the ring, with a third landing on Oba's fist.
We go back inside with Oba once again taking control. He looks for a choke slam, but Jey slips it, with Jey then escaping a fall from grace and landing a super kick and frog splash. The cover won. Oba then slams Jey and covers, but only for 2. Jey then lands a super kick, 2 spears and 2 frog splashes before covering again, but only for 2.
Jey then tries a sleeper, but Femi powers out, slams Jey, throws Jey, and then lands the fall from grace. Jey doesn't answer the pin and succumbs to the ruler, with Oba Femi becoming the King of the Ring. Nick Aldis then presents Oba with his crown, with Byron Saxton then interviewing him. Nearly slipped up. Oba says it was fate and destiny and that he cannot be defeated.
Good. Glad he won. As much as I thought Brock Lesnar was going to come out.
Yeah, that would have been good if he had.
I'm very glad that Oba has won.
How does the interference run though? Because the refs
exactly.
It's not like he's not.
This is true.
Yes. See, he was the rightful winner.
Definitely. Yeah. We have a Danhausen segment next, but before he can start, out comes Liv Morgan. She claims Danhausen owes the Judgment Day money, and if he doesn't pay, he'll find himself in trouble.
Nice.
Of course, Danhausen curses her, with Liv then hitting the Hausen and making her way down to the ring. Io Sky then follows, as our next bout is the Queen of the Ring final.
We actually have some wrestling between the pair, with the basement dropkick then putting Morgan down. The fight then heads outside, with Sky landing a crossbody from the crowd barrier, but Morgan fights back, sending Sky into the ring post. We head back into the ring, with Morgan landing a running knee and 2 2-count covers, but it's not enough, with Morgan then hitting the 3 Amigos.
Liv nets another 2, with the sleeper then locked in. Sky escapes and fights back, landing a huge missile dropkick followed by a bullet train attack. She goes for the cover, but only gets 2. A backstabber then sends Sky from the ring, with Liv following, only to suffer a moonsault from the apron by Sky. Back inside, Sky goes high, but Morgan pushes her, with Io landing on the ring steps.
This seems to jar Sky's knee, with Morgan then targeting that area. A half Boston Crab is locked in by Morgan, but Sky somehow escapes. Sky goes on the attack again, but then misses a move and damages her knee further. Morgan then decides to go high, but Sky catches up to her, lands a Spanish fly, and then an over the moonsault. She follows this up with a cover and becomes the Queen of the Ring, as Morgan can't kick out. Nick Aldis then presents Io with the crown, with Byron Saxton then asking how she feels. Sky screams she's the queen and then tells Liv Morgan she will see her at SummerSlam. Side note, Io Sky actually put the crown on her head.
Yeah.
So, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done for that. But for me, I mean, not everybody, please, we're all entitled to our own opinions. This match was too long and I was getting bored of it. If you love them, I
walked off for a bit.
I'm sorry, but it was just too long. I just found it. I was switching off.
We then hear an American advert. I think they forgot to cut the feed there, to be fair. And then look forward to our next match: Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker in a steel cage. Before Rollins enters the cage, he fills it with a few toys: chairs, kendo sticks, and tables. Seth then sets the tables between the cage and the ropes before sitting in the middle of the ring on a chair, waiting his opponent.
Breakker has the same idea and fills the ring with chairs, kendo sticks, and a bin, before he himself then enters. The pair sit staring at each other, with the bell ringing and no one moving. Seth then gives it the verbal, with the pair then going at it. Breakker gets an early lead, tossing Seth into the cage walls before then attacking with a kendo stick. Ouchie.
Seth then slammed onto a chair with Bron getting the first 2 count of the match. Seth then catches Breaker as he tries to leapfrog him and turns it into a powerbomb. It's now Seth's time to use the kendo stick, who then tosses Breaker into the cage. Seth then climbs the turnbuckle, but Breaker gets up to him, hits a Frankensteiner, and covers, but only for 2.
Breaker then hits a clothesline from the top of the ropes as Seth takes a seat. Seth fights back with 3 super kicks. Breaker replies with a spear and covers for 2. Seth is then placed on a table with Breaker climbing to the top of the cage. He takes that long though that Seth gets up and follows him, with the pair then exchanging strikes atop the cage.
Seth then lands a superplex with Breaker going through the table Seth was on, with Breaker now bleeding from the eye area. A torpedo spear then nearly nets Breaker the win, but Seth kicks out on 2. Breaker then heads to the door, but Rollins stops him, with Bron then closing the door on Seth's head. Breaker sets for another spear, but Seth dodges it, with Breaker crashing through a table set up in the corner.
Seth follows with a pedigree, stomp and cover, but Breaker still kicks out on 2. Seth then decides enough is enough and lands an avalanche stomp. He follows with a cover, with us then hearing 1, 2, 3. Seth wins, but is their rivalry truly over? Why is Breaker just going to leave
Oh yeah, why
it?
is he just going to leave it?
Yeah, okay,
No.
yeah, you know what, you've beat me fair and square.
Yeah, you've absolutely battered me, I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, because his character, what, I'm going to just leave it.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
walk away.
I'll find someone else to fight now, yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Next out, Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams with Lil Yachty for the United States Championship. Saints jumps Williams before he's even taken his coat off, with the bell then ringing and Trick assuming control. Saints then exits the ring, steals Lil Yachty's cane and then hits the ring steps with it. He then tosses the cane back to Yachty and proceeds to lie down, making out he's been hit.
Nice. The ref, of course, was dealing with Trick the whole time, so never saw the devious deed. When he does turn around, the referee assumes Yachty used the cane. The plan worked, so ejects the rap star from ringside. Saints then assumes control of the match with various 2-count covers, but Trick rallies and puts Saints down with 2 kicks, a bookend, and then a 2-count cover.
Saints then picks up another 2 with the pair then exchanging strikes. A neckbreaker gets Trick another 2, with Trick then missing the trick shot, allowing Saints to land the Revolution DDT and an elbow from the top rope. Saints covers, but only gets 2. He then looks for another Revolution DDT, but Trick counters it, comes off the ropes and lands the trick shot.
Williams then covers and retains his United States Championship. After the match, Saints looks to attack Trick, but Yachty comes back and strikes him with a kendo stick. Saints drops in the middle of the ring, with Yachty then hitting him with a people's elbow. I think it was a kendo stick. It wasn't a cane, was it? He came back.
No, I don't think
it
was.
The point is, he hit him.
Yeah.
And then we saw the people's elbow.
Nice.
Good old days.
We have a reminder of some of the matches that have transpired in Riyadh over the years. DX versus the Brothers of Destruction, anyone? No? Okay. And then we're reminded that WrestleMania will be held there next year.
So next up, Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the Women's United States Championship. The pair are straight at it with moves and counter moves. Jade lands a sit-down powerbomb and gets 2, with Stratton then escaping the ring. Back in and a spinning sidewalk slam nets Cargill another 2, with Stratton then getting 2 off a basement drop kick.
A rolling senton sets Stratton up for the prettiest moonsault ever, but Cargill gets the knees up and gets 2 off a sandstorm. A crucifix driver
Love that move.
then gets Stratton 2, who then goes high. It's then that Cargill's minions come out, with Meechin pushing Stratton down from the ropes and Cargill getting a cover. Chelsea Green then comes out from under the ring and takes out B-Fab and Meechin before being dragged into the ring by Cargill.
I wonder how long she's been under there for.
I know, yeah.
It's
Like
a good,
all night.
it's a good
or
job she
what?
wasn't dragged out by Seth or
Yeah.
Rob Breaker when they were just filling the ring with stuff. Cargill looks to use the title on Green, which is on the apron, but as she goes to grab it, Flair from nowhere takes it first, with the referee checking on Green. Flair hits Cargill with the title, which sends her sprawling back into the ring and crashing to the mat. Stratton then takes advantage. hits the prettiest moonsault ever, and covers for the 1-2-3, and therefore retains her title.
Mm-hmm.
And she couldn't smash her again like she did.
No, for the women's, but no,
yeah, no way.
So, to the main event of the evening, Sami Zayn versus Gunther versus Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Gunther takes out Zayn before targeting Rhodes, with Zayn then coming back and taking out Gunther. Zayn and Rhodes then go at it, with Gunther then dragging Zayn out the ring and tossing him into the ring steps.
Gunther then works over Rhodes, with Sami then coming back. He also suffers at the hands of Gunther, with Rhodes then dealing with both opponents and getting a 2-count cover on Zayn. Gunther and Rhodes then counter and reverse, with Gunther then landing a powerbomb and cover for 2. Sami then nets 2 off a blue thunderbomb to Rhodes, with Gunther then posting Zayn.
A crossroads then gets Rhodes 2 on Gunther, but only because Zayn pulled the ref from the ring.
What a cheat.
Rhodes, seething, calls Zayn to the ring, with the pair then going at it. Rhodes misses a disaster kick, with Sami then hitting a brainbuster and cover for 2, as Gunther broke the cover. The Austrian then powerbombs Sami before powerbombing Rhodes onto Zayn, and then looks to powerbomb Sami again.
Wowzers. As he does, Sami counters into a sunset flip and gets 2. The move looked insane. It was clean, It was quick,
just
excellent.
Flowed.
Gunther then gets hung up on the corner, with Sami capitalising and hitting a haluva kick before covering, but again only for 2, as Cody pulled the ref from the ring. What a cheat. He and Sami then fight on the outside, with the pair stripping both announcers' desks.
Sami looks for a package power driver on the desk,
Naughty.
but Cody reverses and sends Sami through the American desk, with Cole's comms at this point failing. Gunther then comes back into it and powerbombs Rhodes through the Saudi desk twice, only because it didn't break on the first attempt.
No, not strong enough, Gunther.
No.
More power!
The ring general then tosses Rhodes back into the ring, where he applies a sleeper. Rhodes gets to his feet and fights out, but Gunther locks it in again.
The ref calls Cody's name with no response, so raises his arm and drops it. But as it's falling to the mat, Sami dives in the ring and catches it, saving it from hitting the canvas. Gunther then rounds on Zayn, but Sami slaps back and hits an exploder, followed by her haluva kick and cover. Gunther kicks out on 2. Cole's comms have completely failed now, so he's now using Graves.
Rhodes then comes back and hits Gunther with a super Cody cutter before looking for a crossroads to Zayn. Zayn though reverses it and looks for the haluva, but Gunther intercepts and puts Sami into a sleeper. Sami reverses, with Rhodes coming back and us seeing this. The double crossroads is hit, which sends Gunther from the ring.
Rhodes gets up with Zayn still in hold for another crossroads, but as Rhodes positions him in the middle of the ring, Zayn slips it, goes through Rhodes' legs and rolls him up for the 1-2-3. Sami Zayn has just become the new Undisputed WWE Champion.
Who'd have thunk that?
Somebody.
Clearly not us.
Well, no. I mean, yeah. It was all under 3 hours.
Yeah. Just under 3 hours.
Just under 3 hours. I didn't think it would be with 6 matches.
Yeah.
And especially with the cage match,
and
they can go on, and the triple threat, they can go on. As I say, I found the women's Queen of the Ring boring. I just don't. I'm not into Io Sky. I just find her boring. Whether that was something to do with it, I don't know.
Yeah.
The match dragged. Everything else seemed to have a nice flow to it.
It did have a nice flow.
It was a nice. It was the right duration. Whether they wanted to push the women's Queen of the Ring, well, Queen of the Ring, not women's, obviously. I don't know, but personally, I found that boring.
Fair.
Each to their own. I wouldn't say there was one match that stood out. I just enjoyed them all. I say apart from that one, they were all pretty much of a muchness.
Just glad Oba won.
Yeah, it was rightful that he won.
Yeah.
It was rightful.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, that he won.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed our coverage, please give us a like. If you really enjoyed it, consider subscribing. But whatever you do, thank you for watching.
And then hopefully we'll see you Tuesday for Raw.